Welcome to Heath Riles Barbecue. On today's episode of Shooting the Q, I'm going to be cooking low and slow pork butt on the Traeger grill. Let's get started. As you can see, we've got our Boston butt out of our pack here. Now these come in 2 packs. I went ahead and split mine down, re-vacuum sealed my other butt, and put it up for another day. I don't need but 1 butt to feed my family tomorrow. And so what I'm gonna do is, I said I'm gonna be cooking low and slow, so I wanna ensure that I'm getting maximum flavor and moisture in this butt. So I'm gonna take some of my pork injection, and as you can see, we've come out with a fully new resealable bag, and so everything should ship better. It can be used as a brine. I've been using it on pork chops and everything else. So I'm gonna take this pork injection, and for 1 butt, I typically use about 12 ounces of apple juice and about a 1/4 cup of pork injection. Now, it's just as simple to mix up some pork injection. Just take a 1/4 cup, good heaping cup. I'm gonna get my shaker on here. Now, my product is not gonna leave streaks in your meat like some of the other products on the market. Mine's designed a little bit different. It's got your phosphates in it, it's got your black pepper, it's got salt, it's got sugar. It's got a little bit of everything in it. Get my lid off here, and I'm gonna inject my butt in a grid pattern here. Now that I've got my butt all injected, I'm gonna feel all over to make sure there's no kind of bone fragments or anything on it. But I do want to take my knife, and I'm gonna score this fat right here, honestly, just a little bit deeper than you normally would, just to kind of make some cubes of little goodness with some of these fat morsels here. And so I'm just gonna score that, and I'm gonna cook it fat side up on my Traeger. Now I'm gonna run it low and slow, like I said, about 225 degrees tonight. And we're just gonna let it go. Now I'm probably gonna have to carry this butt somewhere internally to about 200 degrees, being I'm cooking low and slow. Pop my honey chipotle open and get my sides seasoned first. Now since I'm going fat side up, I'm gonna go ahead and season this top side. When I get to the fat side, that'll be the side I'm gonna work with, my presentation side per se. You just wanna coat it really good is all you wanna do. Now when you get over here and you got all these things cut like I have them cut, you're gonna make sure you get a little bit of rub in them everywhere. Now, we're gonna let our butt sweat in for about 15 or 20 minutes while our grill comes up to temps of 225, and we're gonna get this butt on and let her go low and slow all night long. All right, we've got our Traeger rolling at 225 degrees. We're using the new 100% charcoal hardwood pellets from Royal Oak. I've been cooking with them for over a year. They are great. You need to get you a bag. So let's get this butt on here. Going fat side up right here. Let's get this butt on. Let's get the door shut and put it to bed. And in the morning, we're gonna have us a nice low and slow Boston butt. And I'm probably not even gonna wrap this, to be honest with you. I'm gonna let it go all the way through. I'll kind of determine that in the morning of when I want it to finish, of where it's at. All right, let's let it go.
All right, welcome back to Heath Riles Barbecue. As you know, we put on a Boston butt low and slow on our Traeger grill, 225 degrees. Our butt has been on for 8 hours. I have not done anything to it. I have not spritzed it. I have not done anything. I'm getting ready to wrap. Our butt's reaching 160 degrees right now. And so I'm gonna go ahead and mix up some of my butter bath to wrap with. So I'm gonna mix this up real quick per the instructions. I'm only using 8 ounces of apple juice in a little container. And I'm gonna put a 1/4 cup of this butter bath in. And that way, when I shake it up and I get my butt on this foil, it'll be easy to pour in here. Make sure that is locked down before you go to shaking. And I always hold it in my finger to be safe. All right, now that we got that mixed up, let's go over here to our Traeger and get this butt off. Oh yeah, you can see that's a beautiful color right here. Remember, we've been on almost 8 hours, low and slow. Those little cubes right there, that I done on top of that fat and got in a little bit of that meat, it's gonna be really, really good. So now I just wanna get in here. Honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and pull my probe out. It's saying 159 degrees. That is a beautiful butt. Let's get over here to the cutting board and wrap it up. Now that we've got our pork butt on the cutting board, let's go ahead and give it one last shake. Let's get this butter bath poured over this butt and get it wrapped up. Remember, double wrapping foil helps prevent tears. Now, I like when I'm wrapping with liquid. Can I see how I left that out? I'm gonna pull that up, get it really tight. That right there is what we call a good wrap Boston butt. I'm gonna get the probe back in it on the Traeger. It's set to 200 degrees, I believe. I'm gonna get it back on here and let it go. The only thing I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna take the grill from 225 to 275 because it's time to get this butt finished so it can rest. All right, as you can see, my chef's alarm's going off. And that only means one thing. My low and slow Boston butt on this Traeger grill is done. It's hitting 200 degrees. We've been on exactly 10 hours, believe it or not. So about an hour per pound on this butt at 225 on the Traeger. Woo, that is warm. Now, I'm gonna set this butt to the side and let it rest for about an hour to an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. Depends on how long I can wait to tear into it. So let's get it put up, get it set to the side to rest. I'm gonna get my Traeger shut down and we'll be back shortly. All right, we're back. Our Boston butt off the Traeger grill that's been cooked low and slow all night long. It's finally rested. We've rested about an hour and a half. Just to recap real quick. Traeger grill 1300 is what I cooked on last night. I injected this butt with my injection, put a 1/4 cup in it to about 12 ounces of apple juice. And you can use anybody's injection that you want. When it come to wrapping, I kept it simple. I use my butter bath that I do ribs with. All I use is my old go-to on pulled pork, which is straight up honey chipotle. Just simple, good pulled pork. So let's get in here now and unwrap this butt. Oh man. Look at that. Full of moisture, full of juice. Those little cubes of goodness right here. Let's see if we can't pull one off. Oh yeah. Look, a little bit of meat, a little bit of fat. Oh man. Yo, one-handed bone pull. That is a killer butt right there. Killer butt. I'm gonna use my tongs right here to do this butt. Now I'm just joking. I don't need them tongs. When you can take and you just go in that butt and just shred it up like that. Just tear it apart. That's when you know you've got good pulled pork. And I'm here to tell you, it is hot. So you might ought to use these claws right here. Even through heat gloves, it's still pretty warm. Remember, if you like what we're doing on our channel, be sure to like, subscribe, follow along, share it with your friends. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. We'll see you next week with a new recipe.